So morning yogis, and just begin either lying or sitting on your mat. And whatever's been going on this morning or before now, just pop it aside. It's been and gone, and now is the time we can just come into the present. Come into this present moment where we are. Notice our feelings. That's not disregarding feelings, but just tuning in and allowing things to calm. We're always going to get little frustrations in life here and there, but when we overcome them, it's nice. It's that little building blocks of confidence that we can just figure it out. It will all work out. All is well. One of my favourite sayings, actually, when anything is bothering me, is all is well. And it just puts me in a state of sort of a calm and a peace and an acceptance. So, just a lovely little quote. Let's draw our awareness to our breath. That always brings us present. Breathing to the belly and just feeling every part of the body that moves. Notice the muscles in your back, all around the rib cage that move. Maybe the gentle movement of your arms and shoulders outwards on the inhale and how they drop a little on the exhale. And just having a lovely appreciation and a love for our body in this moment, what it allows us to do. And let's just go in a little bit deeper and feel the breath around our nostrils, that gentle suction as we inhale through the nose. And maybe as we exhale, just a different feeling as the breath releases and there's a possible warmth that you feel. And just coming into our bodies even more. If you're sitting or lying, just checking in with all the little parts of our body that connect to the mat, and also the parts that don't touch the mat. How do you feel physically? Just noticing any little aches and pains or tightness we're holding. Pure observation, no judgment. Checking in emotionally, just noticing how things shift all the time, depending on our thoughts. And having that opportunity to witness our thoughts as well in our practice today. So when you're ready, if you're lying down, have a moment to hug your knees in. And just enjoy a few rocks or little circles on your spine, lower back, whatever feels nice, nurturing and comforting today. Because it's so important to have those opportunities in the day to nurture yourself and just acknowledge small moments of self-care, whether it's, consciously drinking a glass of water, or the coziness of a warm cup of tea. Just these lovely moments of nourishing. And gently coming up. Come to seated. And we'll practice peace begins with me. Often we do it with the hands, the mudra. But today I think we'll just sit purely with the mantra. So we're going to take about 5 minutes or so and just rest the hands to Dhyana Mudra, where we're going to relax the face, all the muscles around the eyes, the cheeks and jaw. Really awareness of dropping the shoulders from the ears, a nice comfortable spine. Relax the lower body. And just saying repeatedly, peace begins with me. Peace begins with me. Peace begins with me. Just take it internally now. Keep relaxing. Relaxing arms and shoulders. Staying with the mantra. And gently we're going to come back. Notice how peaceful you do feel. Whether you could stay with the mantra as well as thoughts coming in and out of the mind, but with the mantra being quite predominant, with the practice. It's a really lovely one, that one. It's always puts me personally into a really calm state. Just that repeating the word peace many, many times over and over again. Programming our subconscious mind to feel peaceful, you know. So when we're ready, opening the eyes, we're going to come into Cocoon as our first pose. So just coming long on the mat. Keep the right leg extended. Just walk out the pads of buttocks, the sit bones connect, and bringing the left foot up in towards the top of the right thigh. And then gently, whenever you're ready, just let's fold forward. If you need something rolled underneath your knee, then please do, whatever feels supportive here. So this lovely stretch, working with our bladder channel, but also liver and kidney. And we're just going to explore how it feels to gradually soften into this pose. Relaxing your front right leg. As you relax, you might find that the foot rotates outwards. Really try to look for any muscular tension throughout the whole body. And then ever so gradually, as it becomes a little bit softer, a minute or so in, you might find you feel safe enough to release through the head and the neck. It's really quite curious how the stretch develops over the time that we sit here. And keep relaxing the leg. Notice if the tension comes back. Keep letting go. Relaxing shoulders and upper body. And really enjoying this stretch. Noticing if there's a little bit more movement now things have become softer and easier. Keep exploring what your body is allowing you to do today. And it may be very different from another day. We're always different people, different days. Keep relaxing the right leg. And notice where you are on the threshold of your stretch, whether you're really pushing into the stretch or whether you're quite soft into it today. I'd like you to just take one more breath and really notice how far you've come into this pose, how it feels for you. And when you're ready, let's lift up nice and slowly, feeling everything that we feel as we just straighten up our spine, come to the upright position, and then just coming back, extending out that left leg, releasing through the knee, and just enjoy a few moments back, feeling whatever you feel. Where do you feel the energy moving, that lovely stimulation in the body? And even here, just really try and relax. You still might be holding some tension in the back and the buttocks. Gently let things soften gradually in your own time. And we can enjoy the belly breaths here, nice soft belly breaths. And then as that sensation fades, let's bring our knees in. And then rolling up, let's explore the other side. Again, with that open curiosity of what our body is going to reflect back to us today. So left leg extended, and then right foot into the top of the thigh. And again, just getting comfortable and softening forward. I always like to sort of take a bit of a note as to where I feel my arms are, how far away my elbows are from the mat to begin with. And then gradually, as everything softens, you'll see some little progress perhaps. Relaxing the left leg, let it rotate out if it needs to. And then conscious of your breath. As the pose develops, you might want to just creep a little bit further into it. Keep relaxing all areas that tense up. Notice how this feels within you in an emotional way, whether you're happy to be here, surrendering, whether there's a little bit of intolerance or impatience, and exploring maybe where that comes from.
Can you relax a little bit more into the head and the neck? And observing your breath in your belly and your chest. Creeping a little bit more into the pose. Looking for any tension that's crept back in. And again, observing where you are on your threshold of the stretch, top end or middle or bottom end. And we'll take one more breath. Ever so slowly, gently lifting the head and upper body. Feeling the movement in the spine and back. And coming into neutral. And just enjoying how it feels to realign everything. Breathing more easily now. Breathing to belly, chest, up towards the head. Nice gentle breaths, nothing forced. So really tuning into your body, being very much at one and present here. Obviously witnessing any thoughts that do drift off and go off on a tangent. And then gently let's hug the knees in. Rocking. And so we're going to come up for Dragonfly, where we've kind of prepared the body coming forward already. And our legs coming out to the side but in a bent position. Let's just try Dragonfly and see how this pose feels with us today. Again, always being kind of open and curious as to what we're going to experience, what we're going to feel. If you need something little just rolled up underneath the buttocks to tilt forward, then that's fine as well. Anything small under the knees. Otherwise, let's just again explore this pose. Being gentle with our spine and our back, and just slowly and gradually exploring. Not coming down all at once, just creeping the body. Relaxing the legs. Notice if you have any tension around your knees or possibly around the ankles and feet. Awareness of the breath in the belly. So just notice what your thoughts are, what's going through your mind. Noticing if the thoughts that you do have are very similar to the thoughts that you have every day, or whether there are new thoughts coming in, new inspirations. Maybe moving a little bit further into the pose if the body wants to and allows. Relaxing again. Relax the feet, any feeling of pointing the toes, just loosen out of. Really lovely one for the spleen channel that runs on the inside of the legs as well as kidney and liver. We're in the spleen and the stomach time of year, this sort of late summer, that short time before autumn starts. And just have one more opportunity to just explore the stretch a little bit more as we just wind down. And with one last breath in this pose, we'll just slowly come up. And nice and gently, if you need to lift your limbs with your hands, just find your way back down onto the mat. Slowly, and just observing everything that moves, supporting yourself as you roll down. And a nice deep breath. Sigh. That lovely relief. Where do you feel it most? Quite often when I come out of these poses, I can feel a sensation. It's not pain or discomfort, but it's a sensation in certainly the lumbar part of my spine. Upper part, don't notice anything so much. So just checking in with yourself, what you're feeling, where you're feeling it. And enjoying the breath as it comes into the body, into the belly. Nice, slow, controlled, easy breaths. Calming, engaging our parasympathetic nervous system. And when we breathe deeply into the belly, we're sending messages to the body that we are safe. We're safe where we are, there's no danger. We can breathe easily without stress. And obviously the opposite, when we breathe into our chest and it's very shallow, rapid breath, we're sending a message, historically to our body that there's possibly danger. And we need to release adrenaline and cortisol to deal with anything that might be round the corner, a tiger or a bear. So by consciously breathing deeply into the belly, we're saying that there's safe, there's no danger, all is well. So let's draw our knees in. We're going to come into bridge pose, supported bridge. So if you've got a block handy for this one, if not a block, then a bolster, any way that you can lift the hips and pelvis. And with a block, you can choose whether to have it on the top height or the second height down, just depending what you're feeling like today. We've taken the body forward with those first poses. So I'm going to come onto the top block. Feel how it feels. If it doesn't feel right, we can always move it down. So with this pose, just placing this block not on the lumbar spine, just that lower part, sort of that's in line with the top of the buttocks, that flat part of the sacrum. Just have a few moments to fidget with it so that it feels fairly comfortable. And so in this pose, there is a very gentle shape of taking the spine in the opposite direction without it being too much of a lumbar curve. So just sort of counterposing what we've already done. Let's try and relax the inner thighs. Let the legs kind of hang out to the side. Sometimes there might be some tension in the buttocks, and just keep returning to these areas. And softening through the shoulders as well, and neck. And from this pose, even if we're not gazing down the front of our body, we can have that awareness of the belly rising and falling with our breath. Keep relaxing shoulders. Where we're pushing ourselves into the mat in this wedge shape, there can sometimes be that tendency to hunch the shoulders. Relaxing the inner thighs. And if you want to close your eyes, just relax your face as well. If at any time you need to come out of this pose or any pose, please do. You can always exit before we do. So observing what's going through your mind, whether you're enjoying being in your body in this moment, being present, being in tune with whatever sensations are reflected back to you. And allowing this time and stillness may open us up to some inspiration that just comes through into our mind. Keep relaxing. Let's take a few deep breaths here. Feeling the lovely stretch across our torso, our tummy. And gently, when you're ready, just adjusting your feet and toes. You can lift just away from the block, pop it to the side and gently come down. Being very conscious of how you place your spine down. Relaxing the feet out. And tuning into that lower spine. Having taken it in the opposite direction might feel quite nourished and evened out a little bit now. How do you feel? What do you feel? And where do you feel it? Are you feeling quite peaceful? Is there a lovely, soft feeling of bliss in the heart? Do you feel quite content to be you in your own skin in this very moment? Connecting to the true being that you are beyond the physical form. So gently, when we're ready, let's hug our knees in nice and slowly. Again, observe how, as we bring the knees to chest, how it feels through the lower part of our back. And gently rock and massage here. Bring the head up if you want to, just to stretch a bit more through the whole back of the body. We're going to come into frog pose, but not for too long. I only want to do this for a minute or so today because it's quite an intense pose and we've had some nice sort of gentle stretches today. So I always suggest perhaps something soft as we extend the knees out. If you're on carpet, that's great. So this is where we take the knees out to the side, and the knees are in alignment with our hips. I'm just coming on an angle here just so that you can kind of see. Don't put the knees out too far to the point where you feel completely stuck and the stretch is too deep. Just come to a point where you're holding a little bit perhaps of tension and then starting to relax. You can let the head drop down. You can even bring the chest down if you want to. But I think staying on the elbows sort of keeps the body up and supported. So notice the knees. You might find that they kind of slip away a little. That's fine as long as you're comfortable holding this pose. And just observe the amount of tension that you hold here and where you can possibly relax. Whether there is a lot of muscular activation on the inner thighs, whether you can allow this to soften. So we're going to just take a few more breaths here. And gently come out. That was only really about 2 minutes, just over 2 minutes. But that's all I wanted to do today, is just touch on that pose. So coming down. Just feeling it a bit without it being really intense. Notice what you're feeling in the body now. Lovely kind of soft vibrancy around the pelvis, around the groin, the tops of the legs, perhaps around the hips. Feels quite lovely and nourishing. Energy can get ever so stagnant in our body at times. And so just moving, coming into these different poses allows the flow to free up. I always think of it like a river, sometimes with a big boulder right in the middle blocking it. And so moving just loosens that boulder, starts the flow. Everything feels more healthy and vibrant and vital. And so finally, we're going to come into waterfall. So if you want to bring the knees in, little rock, and then grabbing a meditation cushion or a little cushion just to prop underneath the buttocks. As we come into this last pose, where we just elevate the legs. If you've got a wall that you can use and swing your legs up, please by all means do. It can be a little bit more relaxing, but this is quite nice too. So just find your comfort. Gentle bend in the leg if you need to. The knee doesn't have to be straight and locked out. Literally just a soft inversion here. And breathing into your belly and just feeling the lovely soft movements. It's quite effortless to just breathe slowly and deeply. And if your eyes are closed, just draw your awareness to your third eye, Ajna chakra. Just gazing ahead and just up a little. This is a really nice opportunity to imagine a movie screen in your mind, about 6 foot away from you. And just in projecting onto the screen how you would like life to be. Visualize scenarios that you would like to attract into your life, whether it is health and wellness or other desires, seeing family together and happiness and joy, scenes of nature or healthy food, whatever you would like to project onto this movie screen of your life to encourage a higher vibration within you. And if this is a movie screen of something that you feel you don't already have but desire, try and get into the space where you feel like you already have it. You already have freedom of pain and its health and vibrancy. You already have joyful people around you. You already have everything that you need, abundance of whatever kind. And just connect with the feelings of already having it. The universe doesn't know whether you have or not, you're just sending out the vibration of having received. So gently when you're ready, just bending at the knees, lower the feet down, and moving the cushion slowly, come into neutral. We'll just have a few moments lying here. Just so that you can have a little bit of rest. Just tune in again, your body, your mind. Gentle breaths, feeling good, feeling joyful, our natural state. And when you're ready, you can just hug the knees in, have a little rock, and come into a restful pose for the last part where you can just relax. If that's seated, that's fine. If it's lying down just for a few more moments, then that's okay too. whatever you need to do. So as you relax to your mat, deep breath, nice slow exhale, maybe even a sigh as you exhale. And we can maybe expand on drawing and attracting into our life what we do desire. So as you lie or sit there, imagining this movie screen in your mind, and perhaps thinking about all the facets of our life, our relationships. How do we desire all our relationships to be easy, not awkward in any way, being able to be yourself, speak freely without judgment, always receiving love, compassion, support. All these words, you can maybe just conjure up a little image. Support could be somebody just having their arms around you, supporting you. Just a hand on a shoulder which connects with, I support you. Visualize yourself hugging your friends and loved ones. And with big smiles and lifted faces. Feel your heart open when you can visualize and feel this. And perhaps there may be relationships that haven't been as positive in the past, and this is an opportunity to maybe visualize yourself extending your arms in an effort to put the past behind you, forgive, and just come back to a state of love rather than having to be right with anything. Thinking about our health and wellness, this part of our life, perhaps observe a big table in front of you of vibrant, rich, living foods, colourful vegetables, fruits, nuts and seeds, and plenty of plain, clear water. Clean food, not processed, whatever you see this in your mind. And the excitement and desire to absorb this living food, to nourish yourself, giving thanks that the earth has provided. Maybe seeing yourself walking or doing versions of exercise that you enjoy rather than feeling you ought to do. Yoga, gentle walks in nature, gardening, all these things that link us to our earth. And maybe seeing signs that you associate with having abundance, happy home, healthy bank account, the feeling that you don't want or need for anything, and that should you do, somehow it will be provided. Faith. So just having a few moments to
put all this together and visualize. And gently now, with this lovely vision that you've created in your mind that you can come back to any time, let's just return back to our bodies. Enjoy a few deep breaths and a nice sigh, releasing any tension. And gradually you can just start to move fingers and toes. Maybe rock the head. Taking another breath. And then beginning just to stretch. Perhaps hug the knees in or stretch out the limbs. And then rolling up to seated in your own time. Take your time and have a moment just to ground your energies. There's no rush. It's nice to keep that slow yin energy a little bit longer as we come back into our day. Feeling good, feeling calm but uplifted and refueled. And so drawing hands to heart center. Om Shanti. Namaste.